Hi guys, this is Ingrid and welcome to the channel. So on this video, I am just going to share with all of you the first 3 foods that I gave to my baby Pio, how I prepared those foods, and what was his reaction when he first tasted those foods. Before Pio turned 6 months old, his pediatrician in the Philippines already told us na we can already introduce solid foods to him once he turned 6 months old. Yun nga lang, ang naging advice niya sa amin to give to him was actually Cerelac and Gerber. I don't have any problem with those foods. It's just that it's my personal choice parang to give him natural foods instead. So, what I did was I actually researched on the best foods to give your babies as introduction nga to solid foods. And I've also asked around those moms that I know kung ano yung first food na binigay nila sa kanilang babies. Maraming mga advices na binigay sa akin. Pero nag-come up ako dito sa mga foods na sasabihin ko sa inyo. So the first food that I gave to Pio was actually avocado. So avocado, as we all know, is rich in vitamins and minerals and syempre rich in omega-3. Plus, medyo mild lang din yung flavor niya and medyo nakakahawig yung taste sa milk. Kaya nag-decide ako na yun ang first food na i-introduce at ibigay sa kanya. So, this is how I prepared it and this was his reaction when he first tasted the food. If you're going to see the video, hindi ko naman talaga masyadong pinakita how I prepare the food. Pero, since that was the first food that I've introduced to him, I used the hand blender to puree the avocado. Kasi natatakot ako noon na baka mamaya mag-choke siya or something if imamash ko lang. That's why I've decided to puree it para mas feeling ko mas kakainin niya and mas magiging comfortable siya with the food. And as you can see dun sa video, mukhang nagustuhan naman niya. And that was his food for the first 4 days. And yun, good thing hindi naman siya nagsawa or something. And within those 4 days, kinain niya naman yung food and wala naman naging negative reaction sa katawan niya. So I've concluded na he's okay with avocado, walang allergy, walang anything. So the second food that I gave to Pio was actually brown rice. So here's how I prepared it and this was his reaction. So as you can see on the video, medyo mahaba yung process ko in preparing that food and it ended up na hindi naman nagustuhan ni Pio. There are some foods na hindi agad tatanggapin ng babies ninyo. And if that happens, huwag nyo silang i-force to accept the food. Don't pressure them na kainin nila agad yung pinrepare ninyo. So if that happens, usually you have to stop what it is that you are giving. And then after a few days, you can introduce it once again. And maybe by that time, tatanggapin na yun ng baby ninyo. So in my case, I haven't given him brown rice again. Instead, white rice na yung binibigay ko. And so far, now that he's 9 months old, gusto naman niya yung white rice. So the third food that I gave to Pio was squash, and here's how I prepared it. I forgot to tell you na in all of those foods that I gave to Pio, I always put milk on it. So right now, he's into formula milk. Pero para dun sa mga breastfeeding mommies natin dyan, you can actually put your breast milk on it. Yung a few drops para lang mas maging creamy and healthier, of course, yung food na ibibigay natin. Tsaka para hindi rin siya masyadong dry. And few guidelines whenever you're feeding your baby. First is make sure na your baby is in a comfortable position para lang to avoid yung mga choking incidents or something. Second is make sure to check the temperature of the food that you're giving to your babies. Dahil baka mamaya sobrang init, mapapaso sila, or mamaya sobrang malamig naman because galing siya sa refrigerator, di ba? And then the third is, if you're going to prepare the food in bulk, always take note nung kung kailan mo ginawa yung food. And if you're going to put the food in the refrigerator, make sure to consume it within 2 days. And then, if you're going to put naman that in the freezer, ang sabi nila, consume it within 2 months. Pero in my case kasi, as much as possible, I always want to give fresh food to my baby. Kaya, ang guideline ko is, if I store it in the freezer, I always make sure na makukonsume niya yun within 2 weeks. Kasi nga, I'm a paranoid mom. And natatakot ako na baka mamaya magkaroon siya ng sakit or something because of that. Kaya yun lang, take note of the date when you prepared it para yun, hindi lang spoil food yung mabibigay natin sa ating mga babies. So I guess that's it, guys. I hope you learned something from this video and see you on the next video. Bye!